Roland's a good guy. I think my goal with him is to make him, he's the ultimately unbelievably earnest and eager, perhaps a little too much. Maybe sometimes goes a little too far, but all well and good and good intentions, and has a really good heart. And sort of what you find out is that maybe he's stretching himself a little too thin with this being more of a rebound relationship with Cassie, with Jen's character. So that gave it a little more of a. I think we had to make him a little more desperate in order to not make it seem. To have him, we had to give Roland his own set of circumstances to why the relationship wouldn't work out. So it's not just the event that happens at the party, at the engagement party. It's very hard for me to imagine people not being comfortable with kids when when I have them, or at least one right now. I think Roland just doesn't know what to expect. I think if anything, when Cassie gives the phone call, when Cassie makes the call and says, "We want you to be a part of his life in whatever capacity that's going to happen," I think Roland seizes that opportunity to see the wife and the child that he made, or the woman and the child, and sees sort of an instant family and sort of latches onto that. So I think that's the tricky part with does he not get along with Sebastian. I think he just has this idea of what the father and son should be like. So I don't think he comes into it with a very, because I didn't want to make Roland the kind of guy that doesn't get along with kids. To me, that just didn't seem to go with everything else about him, because he if anything, he loves everybody. He sees the best in everyone. So even if he didn't get along with Sebastian, I think he would justify it and think that it's something he'll grow out of and we'll work it out. And I think there's a positivity with Roland that that he would work through it, So I don't look at it like Roland didn't get along with Sebastian. Obviously, they're completely different. But I don't think that would be a deterrent for Roland. I haven't had a chance to do a lot of comedy. I don't really know why. I guess when your first few movies out of the gate are very depressing, or you're beating your head against a wall, I guess people think that's all that you can do. And maybe that's all I can do. But I was really thrilled. To be quite honest with you, I think half the reason, if not the whole reason, why I'm sitting here was from some outtakes from Little Children. I mean, Albert Berger was sort of my champion of comedy. Like, we do some things that never made Little Children that were pretty funny and just didn't really stick in the movie. And and he would, and so he's always had me in mind for wanting to do a comedy. So a lot of times it really takes somebody that believes in you and that knows you as a person, because you're my real, or you're not going to look at Hard Candy or Angels in America and think that guy's going to be hilarious. I mean, that just doesn't really happen. So I'm lucky that I guess I've forged enough relationships that feel like, no, this is something that he could do, and I love doing it. I just try to do different things.